Hello, Robbie Susan Chandler here, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who lives in Quincy, Florida, right outside Tallahassee, Florida. You know, Valentine's Day will soon be here, like in maybe 16 days or so. So I thought today we'd make a Valentine's Day card. So here's the one we're going to make. And the inside. And most of my sentiments actually are from some retired Valentine's stamps I have, but I just really like them, so I really wanted to use them on this card. But let's take a look at the rest of the components of this card and see how it was put together. Alright, I started with a card base of cherry cobbler, and it's 11 by 4 1/4. And of course, when you cut a sheet of cardstock in half, you can get two cards. So, like I said, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, and that's our card base. And then on top of that, on the front, this piece was 4 by 5 1/4, and this piece came from this pack, and it's called Nature's Sweetness. And here's the piece here, but it's got some beautiful pieces in it, so you might want to check this one out. It's in the catalog. But also, this piece that's hiding underneath the hearts is from this pack too. See, it's right here, this little piece with little squares on it. So I used both of my Designer Series paper came out of this pack. So I cut that piece, and also here's my inside piece, is just basic white, and it's 4 by 5 1/4. And both of those pieces were cut with the die from Perennial Postage. And I used this one, which, let me check and see, I think it's probably the largest one. Yes, it is. So that's the largest one I used there. And then this little piece that's on the front was 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I cut it with this one from the same die set, and it's the one that fits right over here. I don't really have to describe what size that is unless you want to say it's 1, 2, the third from the largest. So that's where this piece was cut from. Alright, so we've got our Perennial Postage dies, and we've got these pieces cut. Let's go ahead and put this piece on the front. Ta-da! And it's on the front. And one thing, make sure when you glue this down, you've got your words right side up. You have to look carefully, but make sure that they're right side up. And I also have stamped my inside, and I used cherry cobbler ink on the inside. And this stamp set is actually, like I said, a retired one called Sure Do Love You. You might have it in your stash somewhere. See, here's the outline, and then here's the You're My Valentine every single day. And I like this because I send it to my grandsons because they're my Valentines every single day. So that's why I like to hang on to that stamp. It's one of my favorites. Alright, so let's build some more on this front here. Okay, this piece is 2 1/4 inches by 3. And this is the piece that we here, our little, what I call the little squares, gold squares. Let's stick it down real quick. And it goes right on here. And you got just enough border around it to make this Perennial Postage die really pop. Alright, so let's stick this one down. And I'm not going to put my dimensionals all the way to the end because I want to stick my sentiment up under there. You know, right now I'm just going to lay this kind of at an angle because I might want to do this one a little bit different than I did the other one. So let me just lay it and not really totally stick it down yet. Now down at the bottom here where my sentiment is, that is a 1 by 4 1/4 piece of cherry cobbler, and I stamped it in Versamark and embossed it with white embossing powder, and here it is. I love this font on this one. I think it's really pretty. So this one I just stuck down at the bottom, and it goes all the way across the card from one side to the other. I'm going to push it up a little bit so I've got a little border on the bottom. I want a little bit of that newsprint showing there. Let me pull this down. So right about there. So see, I kind of like this piece kind of angling. Okay, so now let's take a look at the hearts. Where did all those hearts come from? So, this is a really cool embossing folder. It's called Adoring Hearts, and it comes with a set of dies called Adoring Hearts. And here are the separate dies that are in this pack. Just some beautiful little dies here. And if you need hearts, you have this size, and these cut a different size. Here's a different size, and here's some down here. So plenty of hearts in this one. So what you do with this is called a hybrid embossing folder. And you open it up, and you lay your die with the cut side up over on the side that says Stampin' Up. And then you just lay your cardstock on top of that, fold it up, and run it through your machine with the fold first, and make sure you use a gray plate. And when you do, you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hearts. And they're all embossed. So here they are, and you've got, I'll show you some of the designs. This one has little flowers that pop up. This one has two like little leaves with dots around it. Let me find another one. Seems like there are 3. 1, 2. Okay, this one I don't have on here, but look here, right here. You see this one? It's kind of a filigree design. Let's see right here. So I'm going to use this one. I've already put some dimensionals on them. But you can get a bunch of hearts all at one time. When I was cutting for my class, I was so happy that I could cut so many hearts at one time and be done with it. So I'm going to start up here at the top with this one with these leaves and just kind of put it here. And then I want to put one over at a different angle, let's say here. And then follow on down. Let's do a different design. This one goes here. And then the last one. Let's pop it right here on this corner and let it come down a little bit. Maybe even more. I think I'll angle this one down a little bit more. It's one thing I like about designer series paper. Lots of times it's easy to get the dimensionals to pull back up if you want to replace it again. So look, there's our card. Now was that quick and easy? Now I want to show you one difference that you can do if you want to. If you notice on this one, I don't know if you can see it very good, but I sponged a little bit of white on my hearts to make the design pop a little better. And this one I left it clean. So all you see is just the embossing there without the white on it. And you notice too, this one I angled, this one I didn't. So same card, a little bit of difference. So tell me, which one do you like best? Just put in the comments down there. I like the clean one, or I like the white spongy one. I like it angled, or I like it straight. So I hope you like this card, and we'll give it a shot. Maybe you can make it for your grandkids or your loved ones for Valentine's Day. Please like my video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, just click below. And until next time, happy crafting!